wanted to do this other video, and I know that I don't know if people will really. I always feel like most people don't agree as long as they fit the mode, basically. Even though it's like, okay, so if you fit a certain stereotype of being black or being white, but don't you look around into society and actually see we're not all the same? I was having this conversation over a week ago, and I should have made a video on it, but there's been so many distractions, I think because of that interaction, that I forgot to make a video on it. So, anyway, to me, people always make this assumption about black women that we are built a certain way, that we are overweight, that we're bigger, that um we have bigger bottoms and things of that nature. And often you see that people tend to have the assumption that dark-skinned black women, you know, like to hold the idea that we are masculinized. And it's like, I don't understand why a lot of black women platforms, will go under the idea that we're bigger and we're stronger, we have bigger bottoms, we have bigger bodies, basically that we're overweight, you know, and still try to go against the idea that we're masculine. Like, to me, what I don't get about that is that, like, why are you buying into some of the argument, but not all of it? Obviously, the whole idea that black women were bigger and stronger was more so back to the old days and slavery days, basically, where we were put to work and therefore just seen as like helping hands, basically, and masculinized through our role in society at that time, sadly. So, to me, what I don't understand is why buy into the idea that black women are masculine, but then not buy into it completely. Like, many of the stereotypes black women platforms will buy into. And like when we're talking about, like, for example, blackfishing, they often try to associate us being bigger, you know, with white women who are bigger. And it's like, that's not a black trait. Being overweight is not a black trait. Being thick is not a black trait. Having a big butt is not a black trait. I mean, first of all, look at black women. There are plenty of black women walking around that are fat with SpongeBob's. And there are plenty of black women who are skinny and have no butt and are top heavy. Example, myself. Um, and then there are plenty of skinny white women who are thick, you know? And they're not blackfishing, and we're not whitefishing, you know? A lot of the time, I find it also weird because it's like, I've tried to talk about this before. How people will try and say that they're blackfishing, that white women are fake, that white women have surgery to have bigger bottoms and stuff, and are, I guess, getting fat through surgery or whatever. And it's like, the thing I don't get is that you do understand that black women, as a black woman myself, I've experienced the same kinds of conversations directed at me, being that, being told you starve yourself, being told that you have breast implants, because you're a skinny black girl who happens to just have big breasts and you're not, hourglass shape or anything. You don't have a big bottom. You're not like that. You're not built like how a black woman is supposed to be built, which is ignorance because, like I said, everybody's built differently. And I find it weird just because you have a big butt and are black or you have a flat butt and are white that you assume that everybody else does. Do you look around outside with your eyes? Not everybody is getting plastic surgery, and many people don't fit the mode of having a big butt and being black. A lot of people don't fit the mode of being a skinny white girl with no curves. Like, honestly, when we talk about white women and being overweight, it's weird to me anyway because it's like, I think it's like almost 70% of white women are overweight. So, assuming that they're all supposed to be skinny and not have a butt, that to me seems odd because it's just like, um, you're believing in a stereotype that if you just walked outside and you looked at enough white people, white men and women for that matter, you would notice that most of them are overweight. And I mean, you can say most of them because it's like 2/3 to 3/4, depending on the gender. So, I mean, implying that most of them are skinny, that's very incorrect statistically. And I mean, pear-shaped women don't just apply to black women. There are plenty of white women that are pear-shaped. So it's very odd that people try to associate a certain body shape with black people. Excuse me. Most of my family, all of my family on my mother's side, who is full black, all of them are built exactly the same. Skinny, no butt, big breasts. And all I've ever heard my mother say is that she experienced a lot of hate saying that she starved herself and that, she was not naturally the way she was. And I think that's why, for me, I relate a lot to when people, make that accusation of white women being shaped differently than what they're supposed to be shaped because it's like, I experience it that way myself. Being, a black woman who's skinny and but just happens to be top heavy and not bottom heavy. And I just feel like people shouldn't be this ignorant to really think that somehow being black has to do with having a big butt and being white has to do with having a flat butt. Like, uh, how would that have to do with being black? Like, black features have to do with your skin tone, your hair texture, things like that. Not like a body shape. Heck, black men, for example, they don't have big butts, they're men. So, I mean, they're shaped a whole different way. So, obviously, it's not anything to do with race. So, yeah, that's just irritating to me. I just wanted to put a video out there saying, not all black women have big butts and not all white women have flat butts. So quit getting angry at someone's body shape. I mean, you just look jealous at this point. Either way, I mean, people who attack skinny black women who, have a top heavy figure seem hella jealous to me. And people who attack white women who have a big bottom and are thick, you know, I think they seem jealous too. I mean, you trying to accuse people of being fake always makes you look jealous, in my opinion. Especially when you have no found evidence. If you have found evidence that you can actually literally point to and there's no dispute over it, then you can seem a little less jealous. I still would think maybe, I don't know. But I mean, I don't know. Jealousy is not a good look. It really isn't. And yeah, I just don't really appreciate when people attack people for their body shape. Like, people are shaped differently, and it doesn't matter what race they are. So stop being so ignorant. Alright? Thanks. Bye.